Hi, I'm Jess from Dorian, and I'm here to help you learn how to make the best possible pitch for the Dorian Legends Creator Fund. Your pitch is your first chance to expose your idea to the whole Dorian community, as well as your family, friends, followers, fans, all of the people of the world. Now, let's talk about how you're going to do it. The first thing you need to do is go to the website home.dorian.live/Dorian Legends to make sure that you read all of the rules. It's very important to make sure that you are eligible to participate and that you understand all of the different pieces that you are going to be committing to if you do pitch and get a grant. We've specifically designed the pitches to be short and sweet. That means you need to think about what are the parts of your pitch and your idea that really are going to communicate why you deserve that funding and why fans should want to play your game. Now, we want to see your most creative ideas, your things that you were excited about, that you're going out and ranting to your best friends about. Don't think of it like marketing. Think of it like you are gushing about something that you are so passionate about. And we want to hear about how you are going to use those funds to make this into a reality. I highly recommend you check out our Dorian Academy, which has lessons on the basics of building an interactive concept, how to design your world, how to take advantage of interactive features to make sure that you are set up for monetization, and how to adapt linear into interactive, including examples from things like Barbie. One useful tool might be our story creation template, which will help you learn how to set up your world and all of the different elements of your game in a way that will set you up to design for success. One of the biggest things you want to think about as you're starting to concept your game is the idea of the world building. Like, where does this game take place? What are the different magical elements? What are the structures of the world? But one of the things that you want to really keep in mind is that it should be a world that has depth and something to explore and a sense of discovery, but is still really easy to grasp and isn't going to require me as the player to read an encyclopedia of elven races and Star Wars planets to be able to understand what's going on. Once you have an idea of what your world is going to be, you want to start thinking about your concept. What is the concept of your game? In general, we do see that the best practices are when you have some sort of problem in the world that is only solved by the main character, and the avenue by which you are going to solve that problem is always going to be through progressing your relationships with the characters. That's what makes this dating sim structure really work. It basically helps you understand that, like, if I want to, save the world, the only way to do so is by allying with, the hot villain squad or something like that. And that's going to help you structure your whole project, communicate to your fans what the dating sim structure is going to be, and it'll also be a requirement of your pitch template. So we usually say to use this ingredients of a great dating sim to set yourself up for success. The next thing that's going to be key for your game is the love interest. Now, you probably don't have art already unless you're a very lucky creator who already makes their own art, and you might be looking to get this grant so that you can fund an art package. That doesn't mean that you can't show off your love interests. We recommend that you go to stock footage. There's a lot of royalty-free stock imagery available online. Create mood boards, look at Pinterest, see what you can find online to communicate the vibe and the archetype and the tropes that you are planning to use to sell this love interest. Make sure that your character voices stand out, especially considering that your pitch is only allowed to have 1,000 words total. I really recommend you check out the section of Dorian Academy where we teach you how to make character voices that will be memorable and make your fans swoon. Now, when you're thinking about your story's tagline and hook, it's going to be helpful for you to consider what other properties might your game be similar to. Maybe your game is a little similar to the romance of Hunger Games, but has the world building of A Court of Thorns and Roses or something like that. That will help your fans and the judges understand a kind of shortcut of what you're trying to create. Now, we already talked about the fact that you can still use a lot of different creative imagery to communicate your ideas. I highly recommend you explore all of the different options for creating mood boards online. You really want to create a compelling display of what you are going to create if you do get this grant money. And if you're looking for some recommendations on how to do this, you can definitely check out our sample pitch, A Curse in the Wild Courts, and make sure that you check out some of the other pitches that are going to be flowing in every single day moving forward. But we're not just here to talk about creative ideas, right? You actually want to win this thing. So let's talk about how you can get there with the best practices. We already talked about a lot of the items in the game design category. This is the category that's going to be judged by a team of expert judges who are coming from backgrounds in the industry, like working at Telltale Games, working at BBC, BAFTA, being Atomo game experts. It's going to be really cool. These are people who you would normally never get the eyeballs, and you get them to read your work. So you got to impress them with all of these game design best practices. For the marketability score, you want to make sure that you generate a custom link from the cover of your game. You're going to see a little white arrow there. When you do that, you're going to have a link that has some tracking on it. So when you share that on your Instagram or wherever you want to share it, anytime someone clicks that and uses it to download Dorian and play and support your pitch, you are going to get counted as 1 point. So the more people you can get to come play your pitch, the better. Spam your friends, get your grandma to download Dorian, whatever you need to do, get people in there playing, and it's going to help you in this department. And finally, your patronage score is going to evaluate how much your fans are ready to support your pitch in advance. This is a way to estimate, imagine a Kickstarter, how many people would pre-fund this game. So out of all the people who play your pitch, what percentage of them contribute with hearts? You can make a big difference here by making sure you set up that choice with an explanation of how you plan to use these funding, either from your fans or from Dorian through the creator fund, to make this a reality. So you can talk about the cosplays that you want to do, the artists that you want to hire, all of the different cool things you're planning to do with that funding, and really tell them why it's so important for them to support you and the difference that it'll make in your life if they do. Now, don't forget that there's a creator Discord that's waiting for you. It's at this URL. And once you join, you're going to find a whole section that's all about the Dorian Legends program. The creator fund will be waiting for you. You're going to meet other people who are pitching. There's a bunch of experts who have already made $1 million games on Dorian. I'll be there hanging out all the time. Plus, we'll be hosting a series of lectures that are designed to help you learn all about how you can make an amazing pitch and an amazing game on Dorian. I cannot wait to see your pitches. I am genuinely so excited to meet all of you, and come find me on Discord. I'm Jess.